Hey guys, this is my Module 10 reflection. So the first question I was supposed to answer is, what experiences have you had with interactive technologies as a student or a teacher? So pretty much my whole life we've had interactive technologies. I think in elementary school we were like transitioning from just like regular whiteboards and chalkboards to smart boards, and that was like where we first started to get the smart boards into the schools, and we were able to use them. And we had the like dry erase markers that like they don't make marks on regular boards, but they make marks on smart boards. And you can erase and you can write and you can do those things. So we had that in elementary school, and then in elementary school we also had, I think we had gotten, no, it was in high school. We all got iPads. The school, for the first time in high school, loaned us all out iPads so we could use those for classwork and for other things. We got to take them home. And honestly, it was like at the beginning stages with using those. So it was partly a distraction to our education just because I wasn't a very good student, and all my classmates and I like to play games, so we just used it to play games a lot of times. But there was other times where it was actually helpful when we actually decided to get work done. But I think as long as you like restrict the ability to do those things, to play games during class and things like that, I think interactive technologies are super helpful. Um, we never used the clicker system. I actually really didn't know what that was until college, because there's teachers in the college like education system that use clickers for their classroom, and they require you to buy a clicker. I've never been a part of one of those classrooms, but I've heard of other kids who've had those, and they seem to like them. But yeah, we never really had those growing up. But the second question was, what rendition of the interactive whiteboard and remote would you choose, and why? Which interactive app did you like the most? And if you could choose just one for your future classroom, what would you choose? So the board that I liked the most was Active Board, um, and the main reason I liked it was just all the features that it has, and the high quality picture that it has, um, and just you're able to touch, and it's pretty much hands on at that point. For the students to be able to learn, and you can do it with the whole class to be able to learn, or you can split up small groups and you have some work with you and some work on the smart board. Um, but it's just a very visual way for students as a whole to grasp concepts and to work with different problems. Another thing that I really liked was you can connect it to your computer, and you can go off of that. You can like USB it into your computer, and you can display everything that you want on that on the screen just through working through your computer. Um, but yeah, so the clicker that I liked was iClicker, and the reason I liked it is because it says that it's reliable, um, like it's a sturdy remote. It's not some cheap edition, but it's simple and convenient. It has 5 buttons and or it has 6 buttons, and the clicker that I liked has 6 buttons. It has a power button, then it has A through E, so it's just simple, and students will know how to use it very easily, and they will not get distracted with it. It's not something that you can text with. Like if you do iPhones, like say you're in high school classroom, you use iPhones, students are more likely to spend their time in between questions, just spending time on the internet or texting their friends rather than answering the questions. So I just liked that it was super easy to use. And one other thing that I liked was it has Braille, the A through E letters in Braille, so even students who are blind or have vision problems and they can read Braille, they're able to use that. Um, the the app that I liked is Kahoot. One of the reasons I like Kahoot is because I've worked with Kahoot before and we've used it in our college classrooms. But it's it's fun. It provides a little competition for the students to try to go against each other, try to answer the questions right. And I know for me, like competition is always something that motivates me, just to do anything because I like to win, which is not a bad thing if you can channel it in the right areas. But um, yeah, Kahoot is a good website, and it's easy to set up quizzes. It's easy to do that, and it's simple and it's fast, and students actually enjoy it. I work in a school now, and students tell me all the time how they want to do Kahoot, or they like the Kahoot quizzes. So it's just something that the kids like, and it's just easy to use. Um, then the last question was, what were your thoughts, and what did you learn after reading the Scott, Fossil, Fark, and Peterson article? Do you think you would have similar results if you utilized clickers in your future classroom? Oh wait, if I could choose one of these for my classroom, it would probably be the clickers. Actually, it'd probably be the smart board, just because of just how useful it is, just with large group settings and how interactive it is with the students. And the students can interact with the board, and the board interacts with them, and they can learn through that, and that's just a helpful way for students to learn. But back to the last question, what were my thoughts? I thought it was really interesting just looking at the results of the study. Even though the study was small, looking at the results, it shows that clickers really are helpful, and they really help the students interact with the material that you are trying to show them and trying to teach them. And it also showed that they learn better as they take those tests. And I think honestly, the more that you use them, the more they get comfortable with them, the more increases in learning that they will get, just because they know that, I mean, you have a little bit of accountability because the students know that their answers are being posted on the board, so everyone in the classroom knows whether they're doing good or bad, and that just helps them be accountable and be like, all right, I need to know my stuff so that I don't miss all the questions, or like the teacher will know, and then she'll usually, and I also like the aspect of the clickers, to how teachers can immediately respond to whether the students are doing good or bad in their classes. But yeah, that's what I just, the article was really kind of eye opening because I've never really worked with clickers, but it's just interesting just to think about how useful they are in the classroom and how they can really spur on students' ability to learn and desire to learn. But thank you for listening. That's my reflection for Module 10.